Alright guys, welcome back. We're going to start a new game because I got bored of my other game. So we're going to make, as the title says, the ultimate vampire mage. So let's do this. Let's go. New game. Let's just get him.
You're finally awake. You were trying to cross the border, right? Walked right into that Imperial ambush, same as us. And that thief over there.
Damn you Stormcloaks. Skyrim was fine until you came along. Empire was nice and lazy. If they hadn't been looking for you, could have stolen that horse and been halfway to Hammerfell. You there, you and me, we shouldn't be here. It's these Stormcloaks the Empire wants.
We're all brothers and sisters in vines now, thief.
Shut up back there.
What's wrong with him, huh?
Watch your tongue. You're speaking to Ulfric Stormcloak, the true High King.
Ulfric? The Jarl of Windhelm? You're the leader of the rebellion. What if they captured you? Oh gods, where are they taking us?
I don't know where we're going, but Sovngarde awaits.
No, this can't be happening. This isn't happening.
Hey, what village are you from, horse thief?
Why do you care?
A Nord's last thoughts should be of home.
Rorikstead. I'm from Rorikstead.
General Tullius, sir. The headsman is waiting.
Good. Let's get this over with.
Sure. Mara, Debella, Kinnereth, Akatosh, Divines, please help me.
Look at him. General Tullius, the military governor. And it looks like the Thalmor are with him. Damn elves. I bet they had something to do with this. This is Helgen. I used to be sweet on a girl from here. Wonder if Elod is still making that mead with juniper berries mixed in. Funny. When I was a boy,
That's your.
imperial walls and towers used to make me feel so safe.
There's no villages alive in it. You actually have a character? No, it didn't have a character. You have the normal villages.
Why? I want to watch the soldiers.
Inside the house.
So what do I do, Sonic game?
Yes, Papa.
Sasa? Do him my...
Why are we stopping?
Sasa?
Why do you think?
Sasa,
End of the line.
I want to do Eggman.
Let's go.
Should we get Supersonic tomorrow? Do you want to play Supersonic?
Okay.
I'll get it tomorrow, yeah?
Face your death. with
Get the
some
emeralds
courage,
tomorrow, okay?
thief.
You've got to tell them. We worked with you. This is a mistake.
Step towards the block when we call your name. One at a time.
You have an old one.
Empire loves
Come
their
on,
damn
man.
lists.
We'll do it tomorrow.
Ulfric
Okay.
Stormcloak.
The Friday, Eggman.
Yeah.
It has been an honor, Jarl Ulfric.
Ralof of Riverwood.
Why fighting?
We're fighting. Oh, is that your sword?
Rorikstead. No, I'm not a rebel. You can't do this.
Halt!
You're not gonna kill me.
Archers! Anyone else feel like running?
Wait. You there. Step forward. Who are you?
What's Sasa?
Hmm. Nah. Okay. Whoa.
Fix, don't worry, I'll fix later, okay?
Mostly character.
Alhamdulillah.
Masha.
Alhamdulillah.
Masha.
The hair in Elder Scrolls games is just crap. All of them, aren't they? It's weird. No hair? Didn't interesting, no hair. Facial hair.
What do you play? What do you want to play?
Another refugee? Gods really have abandoned your people, Dark Elf. Captain, what should we do? He's not on the list.
Forget the list. He goes to the block.
By all
Come
those,
here.
Captain.
Halfway man.
What do you
We'll make
want?
sure
What do
your
you want?
release will
To
come tomorrow.
stand black.
Follow the
Stay.
captain, prisoner.
Oh, Lisa said doesn't can't play Sonic. It's too hard. What's the blank sting?
Black stand is no good. It doesn't
Oh, frick, Stormcloak.
black stain.
Some here in Helgen call you a hero, but a hero doesn't use a power like the voice to murder his king and usurp his throne. You started this war, plunged Skyrim into chaos, and now the Empire...
Sasa,
Making beefy.
don't be a house.
Yeah, it.
going to put you down and restore the peace.
What was that?
It's nothing. Carry on.
Yes, General Tullius. Give them their last rites.
As we commend your souls to Aetherius, blessings of the 8 divines upon
For the
you.
love of Talos, shut up and let's get this over with.
Learn. As you wish.
Come on! I haven't got all morning. My ancestors are smiling at me, Imperials. Can you say the same?
You Imperial bastards!
Justice!
So,
To the storm.
He's gone. He's gone to
As
sleep.
fearless in death as he was in life.
He's gone to sleep now.
yeah.
There it is again. Did you hear that?
I said next prisoner.
To the block, prisoner. Nice and easy.
What's that?
Now I'm gonna go to sleep. But there's gonna be a dragon coming now.
Oh, are you dragon?
Yeah, look. Hey,
What in oblivion is that?
Sentries.
You dragon! Who wanted that? Sleeping. I don't. Whoa! Dragon. You dragon? My dragon.
This way!
So. You did a dragon.
What is that thing? Would the legends be
Dragon.
Legends
dragon?
don't burn down villages.
I'm killing.
We need to move now!
Up through the tower. Let's go! We just need to move.
Huh? Dragon!
he's sleeping. He's sleeping.
See the inn on the other side. Jump through the roof and keep going.
This one, Tammy, you need to get over here. Now! Data boy, you're doing great. Hurrah! Still alive, prisoner? Keep close to me if you want to stay that way.
Sleeping.
Gunnar, take care of the
Sleep,
boy.
is that,
Find General
Baba?
Tullius and join the defense.
Yes?
Gods guide you, Hadvar.
Dragon.
Stay close to the wall.
What the hell is this?
Quickly, follow me.
Okay, this sleeping.
Give me a hand. I'm getting you out of here.
Dragon is killing it.
It's you and me, prisoner. Stay close.
How does it move so damn fast?
Damn traitor. Out of my way. You're not stopping us this time. Fine. I hope that dragon takes you all to Sommergard. You, come on. Into the keep. With me. Through here. Let's go.
We'll meet again in Solemnard, brother. Looks like we're the only ones who made it. That thing was a dragon, no doubt. Just like the children's stories and the legends. The harbingers of the end times. We better get moving. Come here. Let me see if I can get those bindings off. There you go. You may as well take Gunnar's gear. He won't be needing it anymore. All right, get that armor on, and that axe a few swings. I need to see if I can find some way out of here.
Let us.
Ah, this one's locked.
Huh?
Let's see about that gate.
Are you kidding?
Hey, be careful. I'm on your side.
Ooh.
No way to open this from outside.
What are you doing?
Get this gate open.
Maybe one of these Imperials had the key.
You're friends.
When I went well, what first kill? I just went on the well. I think Mage's
It's sleeping.
you just sleep, Bubble.
No, I said friends is sleeping. Yeah?
Yes, sleeping. This is a beach.
Here we are.
Sasa?
Found the key. Let's see if it opens that door.
What? What are you?
That's it. Come on, let's get out of here before the dragon. Huh?
You know what?
Hey, be careful. What are you doing? I'm on your side. What are you doing?
Sleep?
What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? What? What are you doing?
Damn, that dragon doesn't give up.
Grab it. I'm on your side. Dragon's burning. What are you doing? Hey, careful. What are you? Talks on the Empire. Yeah.
Is it Temsel?
See if you can find any potion. We'll need them. Done. Let's get moving.
I'm on your side. Hey, careful.
It's blood. Hear that? Come on.
Vaismir, you'll pay for that.
Oh well. Must have run off.
Jarl Frick with you?
No, I haven't seen him since the dragon showed up.
Wait a second. Looks like there's something in this cage.
Book of Dragonborn. Read that. First, let's get my heart.
See if you can get it open with some picks. We might need that. Gold once we get out. Grab anything useful and let's go.
Book of the Dragonborn by Prior Emmeline Madrin, Order of Talos, Raynham Priory. Hey. Year 360 of the Third Era, 21st of the reign of His Majesty Pelagius IV. Many people have heard the term Dragonborn. We are of course ruled by the Dragonborn Emperors, but the true meaning of the term is not commonly understood. For those of us in the Order of Talos, this is a subject near and dear to our hearts, and in this book I will attempt to illuminate the history of and significance of those known as Dragonborn down through the ages. Most scholars agree that the term was first used in connection with the Covenant of Akatosh, when the blessed Saint Alessia was given the Amulet of Kings and the dragonfires in the Temple of the One were first lit. Akatosh, looking with pity upon the plight of men, drew precious blood from his own heart and blessed Saint Alessia with this blood of dragons, and made a covenant that so long as Alessia's generations were true to the dragon blood, Akatosh would endeavour to seal tight the gates of oblivion, and to deny the armies of Daedra and undead to their enemies, the Daedra-loving Aliens. Those blessed by Akatosh with the dragon blood became known more simply as Dragonborn. The connection with the rulers of the Empire was thus there from the beginning. Only those of the dragon blood were able to wear the Amulet of Kings and light the dragonfires. All the legitimate rulers of the Empire have been Dragonborn. The emperors and empresses of the First Cyrodiilic Empire, founded by Alessia, Riemann, Cyrodiil and his heirs, and of course Tiber Septim and his heirs, down to our current Emperor, His Majesty Pelagius Septim IV. Because of this connection with the Emperors, however, the other significance of the Dragonborn has been obscured and largely forgotten by all but scholars and those of us dedicated to the service of the blessed Talos, who was Tiber Septim. Talos was Tiber? Very few realize that being Dragonborn is not a simple matter of heredity. Being the blessing of Akatosh himself, it is beyond our understanding exactly how and why it is bestowed. Those who become Emperor and light the dragonfires are surely Dragonborn. The proof is in the wearing of the amulet and the lighting of the fires. But were they Dragonborn and thus able to do these things, or was the doing the sign of the blessing of Akatosh descending upon them? All that we can say is that it is both and neither a divine mystery. The line of Septims have all been Dragonborn, of course, which is one reason the simplistic notion of it being hereditary has become so commonplace, but we know for certain that the early Cyrodiilic rulers were not all related. There is also no evidence that Riemann Cyrodiil was descended from Alessia, although there are many legends that would make it so, most of them dating from the time of Riemann and likely attempts to legitimize his rule. We know that the blades usually thought of as the Emperor's bodyguards originated in Akaviri crusaders who invaded Tamriel for obscure reasons in the late First Era. They appear to have been searching for a Dragonborn. The events at Pale Pass bear this out, and the Akaviri were the first to proclaim Riemann Cyrodiil as Dragonborn. In fact, it was the Akaviri who did the most to promote his standing as Emperor, although Riemann himself never took that title in his lifetime. And of course there is no known hereditary connection between Tiber Septim and any of the previous Dragonborn rulers of Tamriel. Whether there can be more than one Dragonborn at any time is another mystery. The Emperors have done their best to dismiss this notion. But of course the imperial succession itself means that at the very least there are two or more potential Dragonborn at any time. The current ruler and his or her heirs. The history of the Blades also hints this, although little is known of their abilities during the interregnum between Riemann's empire and the rise of Tiber Septim. Many believe that the Blades continued to search out and guard those they believed were or might be Dragonborn during this time. Lastly, we come to the question of the true meaning of being dragonborn. The connection with dragons is so obvious that it has almost been forgotten. In these days, when dragons are a distant memory, we forget that in the early days, being dragonborn meant having the dragon blood. Some scholars believe that was meant quite literally, although the exact significance is not known. The Nords tell tales of dragonborn heroes who were great dragon slayers, able to steal the power of the dragons they killed. Indeed, it is well known that the Akaviri sought out and killed many dragons during their invasion. There is some evidence that this continued after they became Riemann Cyrodiil's Dragon Guard. Again, the connection to dragons, the direct predecessor to the blades of today. I'll leave you with what is known as the prophecy of the Dragonborn. It often said to originate in an Elder Scroll, although it is sometimes also attributed to the ancient Akaviri. Many have attempted to decipher it, and many have also believed that its omens had been fulfilled and that the advent of the last Dragonborn was at hand. I make no claims as the interpreter of prophecy, but it does suggest that the true significance of Akatosh's gift to mortal kind has yet to be fully understood. When misrule takes its place at the 8 corners of the world, the brass tower walks and time is reshaped. When the thrice blessed fail and the red tower trembles, when the dragonborn ruler loses his throne and the white tower falls, when the snow tower lies sundered, kingless, bleeding, the world eater wakes and the wheel turns upon the last dragonborn. Version 2. Need version 5.
What? Hey, get... What are you doing?
No.
Watch it! This way. Don't do that again. Come on, hurry up. What are you doing? What are you doing? Hey, careful. What are you doing? I'm on your side. Watch it. What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing?
Dragon, we need to pull back.
So freedom of sovereign. Yeah!
this way. Let's see where this goes.
What are you doing? I'm on your side. Watch it. What are you doing? What are you doing? Hey, careful. What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing?
No going back that way now. Better push on. The rest of them will have to find another way out.
Watch it. What are you doing? What are you doing? Hey, careful. What are you doing? What are you doing?
Doesn't go anywhere.
What are you doing?
Guess we better try this way.
What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? Watch it. What are you doing? Hey, careful. I'm on your side. What are you doing? What are you doing? Ah! What are you doing? What are you doing? Ah!
I hate them. Damn things. The eyes, you know?
I'm on your side! What are you doing? 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 What are you doing?
Hold up! There's some air just ahead. See her? I'd rather not tangle with her right now. Just try to sneak by. Just take it nice and slow. And watch where you step. Or if you're feeling lucky, you can take this bow. Right? Take her by surprise. Go ahead. I'll follow your lead and watch your back.
What are you doing? What? I'm on your side! What are you doing? Hey!
That looks like the way out. I knew we'd make it.
What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? Watch it! I'm on your side! Wait!
There he goes. Looks like he's gone for good this time. No way to know if anyone else made it out alive. But this place is going to be swarming with Imperials soon enough. We better clear out of here. My sister, Gerda, runs the mill in Riverwood, just up the road. I'm sure she'd help you out.
It's probably best if we split up. Good luck.
I wouldn't have made it without your help today. You know, you should go to Windhelm and join the fight to free Skyrim. You've seen the true face of the Empire here today. If anyone will know what the coming of the dragon means, it's Ulfric. See that ruin up there? Bleak Falls Barrow. I never understood how my sister could stand living in the shadow of that place. I guess you get used to it. These are the Guardian Stones, 3 of the 13 ancient standing stones that dot Skyrim's landscape. Go ahead, see for yourself. Mage, eh? Well, to each his own. It's not for me to judge. Remember, this isn't Stormcloak territory. We're ahead of the future.
Never should have come.
Fight, or die well. I'm glad you decided to come with me. We're almost to Riverwood.
A dragon! I saw a dragon!
What? What is it now, Mother?
It was
like
as big as the
nobody
mountain
knows.
and black as night.
Come
It
on.
flew right over the
Girl's
barrel.
probably working in her lumber mill.
Dragons now, is it? Please, Mother. If you keep on like this, everyone in town will think you're crazy. And I've got better things to do than listen to more of your fantasies.
You'll see. It was a dragon. It'll kill us all and then you'll believe me.
Girder,
Brother, Mara's mercy, it's good to see you. But is it safe for you to be here? We
Girder.
heard that Ulfric had been captured.
Girder, I'm fine. At least now I am.
Are you hurt? What's happened? And who's this? One of your comrades?
Not a comrade yet. A friend. I owe him my life. Is there somewhere we can talk? There's no telling when the news from Helgen will reach the Imperials.
Helgen? Has something happened? You're right. Follow me. Pod, come here a minute. I need your help with something.
What is it, woman? Stand drunk on the job again?
Pod, just come here.
Rayloff, what are you doing here? Ha! I'll be right down.
Uncle Rayleigh, can I see your axe? How many Imperials have you killed? Do you really know Ulfric Stormcloak?
Hush, Frodnar. This is no time for your games. Go and watch the South Road. Come find us if you see any Imperial soldiers coming.
Aw, Mama. I want to stay and talk with Uncle Rayleigh.
Look at you. Almost a grown man. Won't be long before you'll be joining the fight yourself.
That's right. Don't worry, Uncle Rayleigh. I won't let those soldiers sneak up on you.
Now, Rayloff, what's going on? You two look pretty well done in. I can't remember when I last slept. Where to start? Well, the news you heard about Ulfric was true. The Imperials ambushed us outside Darkwater Crossing. Like they knew exactly where we'd be. That was 2 days ago now. We stopped in Helgen this morning, and I thought it was all over. Had us lined up to the headsman's block and ready to start chopping.
The cowards.
They wouldn't dare give Ulfric a fair trial. Treason for fighting for your own people. All of Skyrim would have seen the truth then. But then, out of nowhere, a dragon attacked.
You don't mean a real, live...
I can hardly believe it myself. And I was there. As strange as it sounds, we'd be dead if not for that dragon. In the confusion, we managed to slip away. Are we really the first to make it to Riverwood?
Nobody else has come up the South Road today, as far as I know.
Good. Maybe we can lay up for a while. I hate to put your family in danger, Gerda, but...
Nonsense. You and your friend are welcome to stay here as long as you need to. Let me worry about the Imperials. Any friend of Rayloff's is a friend of mine. Here's the key to the house. Stay as long as you like. If there is anything else you need, just let me know. There is something you could do for me. For all of us here. The Jarl needs to know if there's a dragon on the loose. Riverwood is defenseless. We need to get word to Jarl Balgruuf in Whiterun to send whatever troops he can. If you'll do that for me, I'll be in your debt.
Thanks, sister. I knew we could count on you.
I ought to get back to work before I'm missed, but did anyone else escape? Did Ulfric?
Well, one of us has to do something.
I said no. No adventures, no theatrics, no thief chasing.
Well, what are you going to do then, huh? Let's hear it.
We are done talking about this. Oh, a customer. Sorry you had to hear that.
Maybe you could talk some sense into my pig-headed brother.
Yeah, well, I don't know what you overheard, but the Riverwood trader is everything you need in a... yeah, we did have a bit of a break-in. We still have plenty to sell. Robbers were only after one thing. An ornament, solid gold in the shape of a dragon's claw. You could? I've got some coin coming in from my last shipment. It's yours if you bring my claw back. Now, if you're going to get those thieves, you should head to Bleak Falls Barrow, northeast of town. Yes, So now you don't have to go, do you?
Oh, really? Well, I think your new helper here needs a guide.
No, by the 8, fine. But only to the edge of town. The sooner you find the claw, the sooner our lives can get back to normal. I think I have a few old spell books laying about. If you want more, you'll have to go to the College of Winterhold.
Hmm?
We have to go through town and across the bridge to get to Bleak Falls Barrow. You can see it from here, though. The mountain just over the buildings. Those thieves must be mad hiding out there. Those old crypts are filled with nothing but traps, trolls, and who knows what else. I wonder why they only stole Lucan's golden claw. I mean, we have plenty of things in the shop that are worth just as much coin. Lucan found the claw about a year after he opened the store. He never quite explained where he got it. He's a tricky one. This way.
Okay. Good.
I can stab you in the back.
Are you prepared to die?
Time to get lost, friend.
Now ain't this a surprise?
Easily blocked. It's nothing.
You start running so I can stab you in the back. It'll be so much easier to rope when you're dead. Now ain't this a surprise? Time to end this little game. I think you're bleeding. That's it? That's your best? I love it!
Gonna split you ready like an old woman's purse.
You picked a bad time to get lost again.
Just stand still! That's all you've got? I'm going to put you down! Yeah! Yeah! No! Think you can take me? Ah!
Now ain't this a surprise?
Beef. Beef by Revan. If the reader has not yet had the pleasure of reading the first volume in this series on the life of Eslaf Errol Beggar, he should close this book immediately, for I shan't recap. I will tell you this much, gentle reader, when we last saw Eslaf, he was a boy, an orphan, a failed beggar, running through the wild winter woods of Skyrim. Away from his home of Errol Guard, he continued running, stopping here and there for many more years until he was a young man. Eslaf discovered that among the ways of getting food, asking for it was the most troublesome, for easier was finding it in the wilderness or taking it from unguarded market stalls. The only thing worse than begging to get food was begging for the opportunity to work for the money to buy it. That seemed needlessly complicated. No, as for Eslaf was concerned, he was best off being a scavenger, a beggar, and a thief. He committed his first act of thievery shortly after leaving Errolgard, while in the southern woods of Tamburka, in the rugged land near Mount Jensen, just east of the village of Hoarbeld. Eslav was starving, having not eaten anything but a rather scrawny raw squirrel in 4 days, and he smelled meat cooking and then found the smoke. A band of minstrel bards was making camp. He watched them from the bushes as they cooked, and joked, and flirted, and sang. He could have asked them for some food, but so many others had refused him before. Instead, he rushed out, grabbed a piece of meat from the fire, and wincing from the burns, scrambled up the nearest tree to devour it, while the bard stood under him and laughed. "What is your next move, thief?" giggled a fair red-headed woman who was covered with tattoos. "How do you intend to disappear without us catching and punishing you?" As the hunger subsided, Eslav realized she was right. The only way to get out of the tree without falling in their midst was to take the branch down to where it hung over a creek. It was a drop off a cliff of about 50 feet. That seemed like the wisest strategy, so Eslav began crawling in that direction. "You do know how to fall, boy," called out a young Khajiit, but a few years older than Eslav, thin but muscular, graceful in his slightest movements. "If you don't, you should just climb down here and take what's coming to you. It's idiotic to break your neck when we just give you some bruises and send you on your way." "Of course I know how to fall," Eslav called back, but he didn't. He just thought the trick of falling was to have nothing underneath you and let nature take its course. But 50 feet up, when you're looking down, is enough to give anyone pause. "I'm sorry to doubt your abilities, Master Thief," said the Khajiit, grinning. "Obviously you know how to fall feet first with your body straight but loose to avoid cracking like an egg. It seems you are destined to escape us." Eslav wisely followed the Khajiit's hints and leapt into the river without falling without much grace, but without hurting himself. In the years that followed, he had to make several more drops from even greater heights, usually after a theft, sometimes without water beneath him, and he improved the basic technique. When he arrived in the western town of Jalenheim on the morning of his 21st birthday, it didn't take him long to find out who was the richest person, most deserving of being burgled. An impregnable palace in the park near the center of town was owned by a mysterious young man named Suyoibud. Eslav wasted no time in finding the palace and watching it. A fortified palace he had come to learn was like a person with quirks and habits beneath its hard shell. It was not an old place, evidently. Whatever money this Suyoibud had come into was fairly recent. It was regularly patrolled by guards, implying that the rich man was fearful of being burgled, with good reason. The most distinctive feature of the palace was its tower, rising 100 feet above the stone walls, doubtless giving the occupant a good defensive view. Eslav guessed that if the Suyoibud was as paranoid as he guessed him to be, the tower would also provide a view of the palace storehouse. The rich man would want to keep an eye on his fortune. That meant that the loot couldn't be directly beneath the tower, but somewhere in the courtyard within the walls. The light in the tower shone all night long, so Eslav boldly decided that the best time to burgle was by the light of day, when Suyoibud must sleep. That would be the time the guards would least expect a thief to pounce, and so, when the noon sun was shining over the palace, Eslav quickly scaled the wall near the front gate and waited, hidden in the crenellations. The interior courtyard was plain and desolate, with a few places to hide, but he saw that there were 2 wells. One the guards used from time to time to draw up water and slake their thirst, but Eslav noticed that guards would pass by the other well, never using it. He waited until the guards were distracted just for a second by the arrival of a merchant in a wagon, bearing goods for the palace. While they were searching his wagon, Eslav leapt elegantly feet first from the wall into the well. It was not a particularly soft landing, for, as Eslav had guessed, the well was not full of water but gold. Still, he knew how to roll after a fall, but he didn't hurt himself. In the dank subterranean storehouse, he stuffed his pockets with gold and was about to go to the door which he assumed would lead to the tower, when he noticed a gem the size of an apple, worth more than all the gold that was left. Eslav found room for it down his pants. The door did indeed lead to the tower, and Eslaf followed its curving stairwell up, walking quietly but quickly. At the top he found the master of the palace's private quarters, ornate and cold, with invaluable artwork and decorative swords and shields on the walls. Eslaf assumed the snoring lump under the sheets was Suoibud, but he didn't investigate too closely. He crept to the windows and looked out. It was going to be a difficult fall for certs. He needed to jump from the tower, past the walls, and hit the tree on the other side. The tree branches would hurt, but they would break his fall, and there was a pile of hay he had left under the tree to prevent further injury. Eslaf was about to leap when the occupant of the room woke up with a start, yelling, "My gem!" Eslaf stared at him for a second, wide-eyed. They looked alike, not surprising since they were brothers. Eslaf Errol's stories continued in the book Warrior. Whoa.
Get me out of here! You did it. You killed it. Now cut me down before anything else shows up. Yes, the claw. I know how it works. The claw, the markings, the door in the Hall of Stories. I know how they all fit together. Help me down and I'll show you. You won't believe the power the Nords have hidden there. Does it look like I can move? You have to cut me down first.
The Dark Elves is going to be resistant.
It's coming loose. I can feel it. Never should have... Why should I share this pleasure with anyone?
Arvel's journal. What's he saying? My fingers are trembling. The golden claw is finally in my hands, and with it the power of the ancient Nordic heroes. That fool Lucan Valerius had no idea that his favourite store decoration was actually the key to Bleak Falls Barrow. Now I just need to get to the Hall of Stories and unlock the door. The legend says that it is a test that the Nords put in place to keep the unworthy away, but that when you have the golden claw, the solution is on the palm of your hands. Bear, butterfly, owl.
You don't look so good. Are you feeling all right? I've been hunting and fishing in these parts for you. Take a look. Yeah,
Damn it.
I've been looking for you. Got something I'm supposed to deliver. Your hands only. Let's see here.
Ah, a letter from the Jarl. Moving up in the world, eh?
Looks like that's it. Got to go.
Letter from Jarl Siggeir of Falkreath. Macross, allow me to introduce myself. My name is Siggeir, and I have the honor to be the Jarl of the proud and ancient city of Falkreath. The fame of your exploits across Skyrim has brought you to my attention. If you are interested in becoming a Thane of Falkreath Hold, I invite you to speak to me the next time you are in Falkreath. Aside from the honor that accrues to the title, my Thanes are entitled to a personal housecarl. I also can tell you privately that a choice parcel of land in Falkreath would be available for your purchase should your services prove useful to me. I look forward to meeting you in person. I remain Jarl Siggeir of Falkreath.
Be careful.
Hurry up and tell Lucan you have the claw. He'll be so excited.
Show those thieves not to steal from Lucan Valerius. You found it! There it is! Strange. It seems smaller than I remember. Funny thing, huh? I'm gonna put this back where it belongs. I'll never forget this. You've done a great thing for me and my sister. Thank you so much for taking care of those thieves. The Riverwood Trader is back to the way it used to be. Some may call this junk. Me, I call them treasures.
What's on there?
Trinkets, odds and ends, that sort of thing. Till next time.
Oh, a bit of this and a bit of that.
It means so much to us to have the claw back where it... Don't take this the wrong way, but you look a little sickly.
The Riverwood treasures. Some may call this junk. Me, I call them treasures. All right.
It's a fine day with you around. You're a strapping young man. Don't be a stranger.
I need 56.
You're not from around here. That makes two of us. I came here from the Imperial Province to work with my brother, Lucan.